What's going on? Yeah, I gotta get my shirt right. Gotta tuck it in a little bit, man, so y'all can see the garment, man. Hey, what's up, man? Everybody, Legacy Moves. We in the building. How's everybody doing today? Another day in the gas station, man. You know how we get started. Before we get started, did you get your 3 W's? Did you get your word, your wisdom, and your workout today? 30 minutes word, 30 minutes wisdom, 30-minute workout every day, man. Get it, man. Don't play with it. It's important how you start your day, how you finish your day. Hey, what y'all think about that puffy, man? Today we're going to do a part 2 on that puffy, man. We're doing a part 2 on that puffy, man. Hey, how many of y'all still want to be a bad boy, man? Now, how many of y'all still want to be a bad boy, man? Hey, man. That name sound like it's come to haunt him, don't it? Bad boy, bad boy. Hey, man, that name sound like it coming on. Hey, man, sometimes we can put labels on ourselves, that will come back to haunt us. And that bad boy label, now, I know it was cool and it was fun and it was exciting at first, but guess what? It ain't the same, man. Let me call my boy, man. Let me get my boy on the line. Hey, man, right, I'm doing this. Hey, make sure y'all get those likes up, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. I want to thank everybody, man, for being a part of the gas station family, the Legacy Moves, man. We're doing numbers, man. We're doing numbers, man. What's up, bro? What's up there, boy?
What's going on? What's going on?
Man, ain't too much, man. Y'all, I got Voviv on the phone, man, today with us, man. Bad boy. Bad boy. You want to be a bad boy? You still want to be a bad boy, Vivi?
I don't want to be a bad boy,
You
man.
don't want to be no bad
boy.
boy. That name, hey, that name doesn't manifest itself, ain't it? That name doesn't manifest. He didn't think that name. He didn't think that name was gonna come on him like that, did he?
No, I'm sure he did.
He sure he did, man.
Sure he did.
Tell me what you think about what's going on with Diddy and a lot of these celebrities that their past are coming to haunt them. I mean, one of our first ones was Bill Cosby. Now, then Art Kelly. I mean, it wasn't nothing they did right in the moment. It's just they past is coming up to haunt them. They bad behavior, man. That bad boy image, that bad boy behavior, man, is coming back. Like they say, man. The rooster's coming back to roost.
Yeah, chicken's coming to crow. That's right. That's right.
Coming to crow, man. Yeah, man. What you think about?
It's unfortunate, man. I'll just start by saying that it's an unfortunate situation. Anytime you have such a black entrepreneur, a person of his status that's going through something like that, it's unfortunate. First of all,
Absolutely.
Then secondly, what's turning me off about all of this is the way I'm gonna call them out, 50 cents, and
okay.
I know you don't really. I feel like Mason's kind of sneaking into. It's kind of like I feel like he's getting kicked when he's down.
Okay.
I feel like they're kicking him when he's down.
Kicking him when he's down, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I feel like they're doing. I feel like they're kicking him when he's down.
What about your boy Bubba Dub? You love him. You ever listen to Bubba Dub? Dub on his ass.
Yeah, see, I ain't seen too much of what Bubba Dub.
That's your boy there, huh?
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of what Bubba Dub has actually said.
Okay.
But he's more of a comedian. He's doing it for likes, and I think 50 Cent has more. Yeah, Miss Clyde more on his. People gonna make the jokes, and everybody's gonna get. Everybody's gonna have a joke or two about it.
Right.
As far as the people that do that. But I'm just talking about the ones that actually, to me, like 50 Cents. It's it's just like when someone has something going on negative, he's the first one to speak about it.
Absolutely.
I'm just not talking about Puff Daddy or anybody. This is what he does. So I don't like that part of kicking people when they're down.
Well, that's
But
that's his MO, and that's how he like to kick it, and that's how he
yeah.
And the one thing I can say, about him at least, he ain't like Boosie. One person he's rough on, and the next person, he catch a blind eye to. At least 50 Cent, he stayed the same and consistent with everybody, especially the ones he don't like, and he damn sure don't like. He ain't never liked Puffy and he was beefing with Puffy and them before all this transpired.
Yeah, he was. For years. He's been doing it for years. That's absolutely. Now that you bring that up, he has, man.
Yeah,
been a long time.
So he ain't gonna change his narrative. My thing is, even with that, my thing is, and you talk about, and I'm all about, educating the people, and I'm about giving nuggets to people. So that's definitely a good aspect to look at about hey, people kicking you when you're down. Me and you been in situations, going to prison. This is my best friend, y'all, and we kick it. Going to prison and amongst other things, and with that, people kicked us when they down. People love controversy because controversy sells. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that I've taken, and one of the lessons that I'm learning, because my thing is I'm not looking at victims, and I'm not looking at perpetrators in this situation. You understand me? I'm not looking at the victim. I always like to go, but I don't want to be the victim or the perpetrator. I always want to be in a position where what can I learn from this? And that's one of the aspects that we can learn, man. That understand that all of this glitz and glamour, soon as shit hit the fan on you, soon as things go downhill for you, when you catch all of that attention, they can't wait to kick you when you're down. People can't wait to kick you when you're down. Your enemies and people who you didn't even know didn't like you, coming out the woodworks. Everybody is trying to, like you say, get likes, trying to get clickbait, amongst other things. Even us, you know what I'm saying? Even right now, we're talking about this because this is a hot topic, man. You know what I'm saying? And hope this can help build our platform. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to be candid and honest, so this, you become the center of attention. And when you become the center of attention, let me tell you, a full circuit has positive and negative reactions. I'm gonna tell you that you had a good point there. That people kick you when you're down. What about this point that I think is even worse than your point? And tell me what you think. Where's everybody who was kissing his ass? Where's all of these celebrities that was his buddies, his fanfare? Everybody wanted to. It wasn't not a soul that didn't want to go to a Puffy party and couldn't wait for an invite. Even T.D. Jakes and all of these different people. The Tyler Perrys, the Oprah Winfreys, the DJ Khaled's, all the who's. I ain't heard nobody speak up on his behalf. I ain't heard not nobody defend him. I heard one person defend him. I gotta say that. I did hear one person defend him. And that was Lil Duval. Lil Duval had a video to defend it. It really wasn't to defend him. It was like, quit riding, you know what I'm saying? Basically like get off his dick. Let him go through what he going through. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody. Where's all of these fair weather friends? And why that's important to me is because when we went to prison, and like we was talking to your girl the other day, you understand what I'm saying? I was telling her, wasn't nobody throwing more money in the club than me. She was like, why you don't do that no more? Why you don't throw money and stuff in the club? Because when I went to prison, I went through the same thing Puffy went through. All those people who were smiling and chuckling in my face when I was when I was in the limelight disappeared and moved on to the next one when I went to prison. Not saying Puffy going to prison, not saying we wish that on Puffy, and like they say, they ain't even got no they got these old bogus search warrants, but they ain't even got no they ain't had no arrest warrants for nobody, not even Puffy. They don't have no criminal charges on Puffy.
Yeah.
So who knows is what's gonna happen. But look at how how now everybody's a ghost town on it. I ain't seen not one of these people that used to suck his dick and be all in his goddamn face stand up on his behalf.
Yeah. But that's an easy answer, Nick. It's an easy answer. Everybody wants to be affiliated with a winner, and no one wants to be affiliated with a loser. Yeah. Prime example, he's losing now. When we were losing in prison, and we was winning, guess what? You couldn't bump us wrong. You couldn't bump. You couldn't bump us. I couldn't bump. You couldn't bump. You couldn't get bumped wrong in the club. 17 dudes go goddamn kill him. Exactly. Couldn't bump a motherfucker wrong. Exactly. But guess what? Because Neek was winning, and guess what? They wanted to be affiliated with a winner on a winning team.
Absolutely.
That's all it's about, winners and losers. Even in sports, when you win the Super Bowl, you get more talk shows, you get more commercials, you get more endorsements. Ain't nobody getting no endorsements on the Cleveland Browns. Ain't nobody getting no endorsements on losing franchises. Because winners, people want to be affiliated with winners, and no one wants to be affiliated with losers.
Yeah.
And I'm not calling Puffy a loser, but he's losing right now. What he's going through is putting him in a losing situation. He's a losing cause right now. And you're right. Nobody wants to be affiliated with that.
Man, and so that's...
Now, when he was $400 million, Sean John, Sarai, everybody wanted to be affiliated with him.
I tell you what, he done pissed somebody off. Man. He done got on the on the wrong foot with somebody. He done got, I'm an outsider looking in, and I really don't know, what. Man, I don't know. He done. Like they say, man, the gatekeepers, man, have, are letting in the wolves on his ass. But But guess what? Man? Those, really, man, those type of guys, man. The reason why they successful is because they can handle this. Trump can handle this. Puffy can handle stuff like this, whether you believe it or not, because of the fact how they built.
Yeah.
They built different. Yeah. That's the reason why they can handle that success like that. They can also handle the adversity. A lot of people couldn't handle it. A lot of people can't. You say one thing about somebody, people get all bent out of shape.
Yeah.
The average person, if they had to go through what Puffy is going through right now, man, they kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They kill themselves. Yeah. Too much pressure. Too much pressure. You understand me? And these are the things that, here's something else. I mean, I know that, and like I say, I look for, when I talk kind of in parables, man, because, it's like I say, it's, I'm not even looking to see, I'm not even talking about whether Puffy is right or wrong, or whether Cassidy or the people who are accusing him are right or wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My biggest thing, and what I try to what I want to convey on my show, because my message is gonna be a little different. Is it's not point the finger at Puffy or point the finger at Cassie or Cassidy's the victim or his naysayers are the victim or they lying or Puffy's the victim or Puffy is the predator. I don't. That's not what I want to. That's not my conclusion. My conclusion and what I want to get at, even like what we're talking about now, is what can we learn from this? What can we learn on how, and what I'm seeing is how, from what you said about people kicking you when you're down, what I said about where are all of these people who were smiling in your face and all over you when you were doing good and when you were breaking bread or when you were very popular, whatever the case may be, or the thing at that time. And so, with that being said, is one of the things that I'm learning through this is, man, and it ain't even. I think that I could be Let me put this even better than this. I think that I could be an expert on this topic, and I'm gonna tell you why I think I could be an expert on this topic. Because I lived through it. I think you could be an expert on this topic too. That's the reason I called you on this topic. Because you lived through the same thing that he, maybe not on such a large scale. And it's probably a lot of people lived through it, but we were neighborhood superstars, man. We was where we came from. We were very well known, and we were and when we did our thing to the fullest. And anybody who wants to look back on my history, you understand me? Everybody want to look back on Lil V's history, man. Fact checkers, and you'll see. I really don't try to glorify that so much. I talk about it, but I don't really try to glorify that so much because that's not how I want to be defined. But what I do want to say is we could be actually experts on this subject because you did how many years of prison did you do? You did about 14, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I did 14 exactly. Right.
14 to 15. Mm-hmm. You did that 7 and that 8, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You did 15 years. You did 15 years in prison. I did 12 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we were when we were above average dope boys when we was in the streets back in those days, back in the 80s and the 90s. So and we both went to prison in the 90s. And you know what I'm saying? And so, we have a long history of going through what we went through, and for our time and our space, we were at the top of the food chain in our space and our time. And now in other cities and different things, probably other people may have been better, may have been worse, I don't know, or how they defined it. But from where we were from, we were at the top of the food chain, you know what I'm saying, in our city, and where we grew up at, and how we grew up from being pups, growing up in the streets, because we grew up in the streets. But so we went through similar dynamics of what Puff is going through right now, in his situation. And so, part two, I want to talk about, and what we've been talking about is, understanding that when you're in your valley moment, people gonna kick you when you're down. When you fall down, when you're in a fight, guess what the first thing a joker gonna go to start doing? He gonna go start wailing on you, and he gonna start kicking you. So how do you respond to that? Do you ball up? Or do you try to get back up and fight through it, grab his feet, and learn techniques? See, it's techniques you can learn also. how to deal with people when they kick you when you're down. And I don't mean hurting people. I'm talking about mental techniques where, because it's not so much of a physical, it's not a physical fight like what I'm talking about. I'm just using that metaphorically. But it's techniques you could use to, when a person is kicking you when you're down, that you can use those techniques to defend yourself. And also, when people leave you, this is why I always talk about, but you know, Viv, and you know better than anybody, I always talk about, I have a 3-year rule. I have a 3-year rule because in 3 years, it kind of tells you when you, and I'm talking to the layman, the average person, because where now I'm bringing what's going on with Puffy down to earth, where when you're going through similar situations as Puffy, where you'll be able to have coping mechanisms where you're going to be able to use some of these coping mechanisms so you can deal with it, because of the fact that you may not go to prison like me and him went to. You might not even become a real high on the echelon. You might be going through a shitty period in your life. And during that shitty period in your life, you know, people, you may not think people are there for you, or you may not think that, or you may think that people are demonizing you or talking about you when you are in a fucked up situation. So this is why I always use this, what I call a 3-year, for everything. I look at everything for starting a new business, for starting a job, because you're going to go, in 3 years, you're going to go through a valley moment. You're going to go through a low period. And this is when you're going to be able to see who is really your friend and who isn't. Everybody is around in the high moments. Everybody's around at the freak offs. Everybody's around when you throw on the hottest parties in town. Everybody's around when everything about you is glitz and glamour. Everybody wants to be a part of the lights. And so in that period, when you want to be a part of the lights, you understand me, you got to also understand that you're going to have just like you're going to have a dark moment in your life, you're going to also have a light moment in your life. And in those light moments in your life, you got to know how to cope and deal with people. And then you can't always put all of your trust and your energy in somebody during those light moments, because you don't actually learn people in those light moments. You get to learn people in these dark moments. And, you know, I convey, if Puffy ever listens to this, I don't know if Puffy's going to ever listen to this, you know, but I just convey to Puffy if he ever listens, or anybody else who listens, everybody in my gas station family who gets an opportunity to listen to this. You know, in your darkest moments is when you find out who your friends are, who you're going to be able to trust, who you're going to be able to depend on, who is going to help lift you up in your dark times. So trust and believe that I give everything a 3-year before I trust in anything. So I always keep things light. I keep things not too tense. I don't put too many demands on anybody besides myself in the first 3 years of anything that I make a commitment to, because I feel like that after 3 years, and this can be something longevity or something forever or something that I can trust now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just no different from the credit bureau. You gotta have a 3-year consistent hit. I mean, you can have 18 months and they start kind of trusting you, but You know, after that 3-year mark on your credit, then them credit card companies, everybody start really trusting you when you pay that sucker on time for 3 years flat, 3 years straight. Your credit goes to a whole nother level after that 3-year mark. And I believe that anything that you stay consistent with for 3 years also does the same thing. And I know that Puppy's probably been knowing these guys a lot longer than 3 years, because he probably had longer than 3 years run. So his spans may be different from mine, but I always try to go through when I meet people, girls that I date, whatever. I don't have any. I mean, I don't put any expectations until 3 years, because I want to see in 3 years. Then I take things serious. Businesses I get to, I tell other people, don't tell me about it. Or I mean, even if they tell me about it in excitement and they need somebody to talk to, I allow them to tell me about it. But me personally, I don't really give it any credence. I don't really give it any weight till, like I always tell Vivid, I tell everybody, after you've been there for 3 years, and then I'm gonna believe in it with you. After you've been in it for 3 years, then I'm going to believe in it with you, man. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so that gives you an opportunity to not only have highs, because everybody, when you meet people, when you meet girls, when you meet dudes, whatever, everybody's around in the highs. When you learn if we in a real relationship, when you learn if we in a real team, when teams are losing together, and they stick in there together, then you got something. You understand me? But, everybody, ain't going to be there in those times of low. They're only going to be there in high times. And those are the people that you need to get rid of and get out of your life, man. You understand me? It's Puffy Part 2, man. It's Puffy Part 2, man. Man, do you really want to be a bad boy? Viv, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm listening. Give me some good knowledge. I'm listening.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Do you really want to be a bad boy, man? That bad boy, man, sometimes that's another thing, man. I always try to end things off with 3. Sometimes we can put labels on our lives. Sometimes we can put labels on our lives that manifest themselves. So, names are very, very, very important, y'all. So be mindful of the name that you give yourself. Be mindful of the name that you give yourself. Be mindful of the name that you give your children. Because those names define who you are. Even the name that they gave me when I was young, Freak Nick. That's why I told y'all on my last video. I'd say, hey man, shoot, man, shoot, boy. If I was back in the, that's when I ain't really want to demonize him, because if I shit back then, hell, I probably been part of the indictment, because I'd have been right with the freak house. You know what I'm saying? They ain't call me Freak Nick for nothing. Like I say, with the dude part and all that, the only thing I don't get off on is the. He would have had me fucked up too, y'all, because he'd have had me on tape extorting my ass too. Hey man, I got your ass on tape, cut my grass, and I'd be like, man, nigga, I don't cut grass, nigga. We need to see the tape, and I'd be fucked. Damn, I gotta go cut this nigga grass, and I don't even cut grass. I'm being funny, but shoot, man, I'd have been, and I lost. And that's why I did lose a lot of respect for him. They say he got a lot of people on tape, man. Allegedly. Now, if this is not true, and then he'll get my respect back. But if he got that just up north, man, mentality, man. If he got a lot of people on tape, secret tapes, for extortion purposes, man. Ooh. I'm just not that kind of dude, man, and I just don't. He gonna lose if I find that is true. Like I said, I don't know. If I find that is true, he has lost every bit of my respect, man. Cause I don't dig none of that kind of crap. You understand? I don't dig fucking people up, man, or hurting people, or deliberately, trying to extort people. You know what I'm saying? Because you think they successful. I don't do business like that. I mean, I've never done business like that. I'm not a taker. I'm not a enforcer. I'm not that kind of business type of guy, man. I do business with people who we got good chemistry. We got natural chemistry. That we can break bread and make some money together. And even I do business with people who I don't even like, because I know how to do business with everybody. I know how to be cordial with people I have no energy with. Because that's just the kind of person I am. A lot of people can't do business with people they have bad energy with. I can, but I don't do business with people that harm or hurt or deliberately try to extort people and stuff like that, because I'm not with none of that. Robbers and stuff like that. I ain't never liked that kind of stuff. I ain't never liked them kind of dudes. I never hung around them kind of dudes. And those kind of dudes ain't my style. And so, and if he was if he was having freak offs just to gain footage on people to extort people, he definitely ain't my type of guy, man. But I don't know. That's allegedly. I like Puff until I heard that. I heard all of that, and then I ain't with all the gay stuff either. So whether he gay or not. I mean, I don't have no ups or highs or lows for him for that. I wouldn't have been part of that. But I definitely will have a bunch of lows for him if I found out he was robbing, stealing, extorting folks, and putting people on film strictly to have bad film on them to be able to extort them. If that's the truth, if that comes out being the truth, he's gonna get he's definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't really had no highs or lows on him, but that would definitely put a real low X on him for me personally, because because I'm not that kind of guy. But the freak offs and if they was fun and loving and legitimate and everybody was consentful, and it was girls with guys, I those kind of freak offs would have been okay with me. Would have been okay with me back then. Not so much now because I'm a little older, but when in my heyday, I would have definitely been I definitely would have probably been in trouble messing around with Puffy like a lot of these jokers. That's why I say I thank God, because God keeps us away from stuff that we know that we're vulnerable to, and we know that we'll get in a lot of trouble with fucking around. So everybody, when a lot of stuff that you want and sometimes you don't get it, don't despise because you didn't get it, because that's another thing that sometimes we don't get things because sometimes we're being protected from our foolishness. And I definitely feel like that if I would have been in those arenas, God didn't put me in those arenas to protect me from my own foolishness. That's the reason why, I don't really throw no stones. Now, like I say, if he doing some old shit like extorting and robbing and hurting folks and shit like that, I ain't with none of that. But if he doing stuff that is building people, you know what I'm saying, and just doing little freak offs and shit, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Just having fun with girls, and everybody was consentful. Only consentful sex. Only sex that was of people who were of age and legitimate to be there. That was all right. I ain't really got no highs or lows on that, You know how it goes, man. We all got our own cross to bear. We all got stuff that we need to become better at and become better people at. You know what I'm saying? And that, in my younger age, that probably one of the areas that I probably, could have been better at, because, I was a whoremonger like I say, man, in the last video, man, that, sometimes God got to take you from some things, because, you I definitely would have destroyed myself if God didn't bless me and take me and put me in prison for a while, to clean me up, to sober me up, to make me think. Now, I wasn't into hurting women and raping women and taking and stuff like what they was into. You know what I'm saying? We just was having fun. We were just having fun and kicking it, you know, back in the 80s and in the 90s, and we wasn't doing no illegitimate, and we wasn't forcing nobody to do nothing that they didn't want to do. We just, everybody who was who I had fun with, we all was having fun together, you know, and we all wanted to have fun together. You know what I'm saying? But that was in my 20s, 18, 19, 20 years old. You know, because I went to prison when I was 23 years old. And when I got out of prison, you know, a lot of that stuff was long gone behind me. I haven't had all of that. I ain't had that kind of fun. Not that kind of fun since I was a little boy. You know, I'm 50 years old now. Yeah, so, you know, but you know, that I'm rambling on, you know, but we, you know, but at the end of the day, man, Legacy Move, gas station park, man, y'all hit that like button. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that, and y'all tell me what y'all think of. Did you get a nugget today? Did you get a nugget today? Did you get a nugget listening to Viv talk about, you know, when you're down, they gonna kick you. Everybody's looking for an opportunity to kick you. Everybody's looking for an opportunity to commentate on you. Everybody's looking for a chance to talk about you if you're somebody. When you're down, all those people who profess to be your friends, where are they now? Where are they now? I always like to end on a good note where we're going to learn something. You know, I wouldn't ramble on about a lot of foolishness, but I want to make sure that we end on something that we're going to build off of and we're going to learn something from. I've been through this. I lived through this. Same foolishness. Well, not foolish like what he doing, but I lived through this when I caught my drug cases. Going through a tough time when I got all that time and I didn't think I was gonna make it. I was like, Lord, how am I gonna do all of this here time here? And guess what? I've been free 15 years. 12 years and been free 15 years. So I made that, I done lived that, and I done lived that twice. Here, free. Doing well. Got a good life, man. Different life, but a good life. I like this life a lot better than I like that life. Friendships I develop now are lasting friendships. I don't give money in the club. I ain't been in no strip club. And God knows how long. I ain't been in no strip club in eons. Ain't thinking about going to no strip club. Ain't thinking about going nowhere. I was the one who used to buy all the bottles. Back then, we used to buy Dom Perignon. They used to buy all the Dons in the club, man. But guess what? Today, you couldn't get me to buy one Don. First of all, I don't drink Don. I ain't drank Don back then. I just did it for everybody else. Not doing none of that crap no more, man. Ain't thinking about doing none of that crap no more. I have no desire to do none of that. They have no desire to give my money away or give my resources away to individuals that I know are going to squander it and only there because I'm treating. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Not doing that, doing no, sir. I'm not doing any of that. Today, I'm building wealth, making legacy moves, man, for the family, man. You know. I'm trying to have the puffy money without the puffy drama. You feel me? Also, I'm trying to develop relationships and friendships with people that I know that when I get in a valley moment, when I get in a low moment, I'm making sure that I'm trying my best to make sure that the people around me are gonna be there in the high moments and the valley moments. They're not only gonna be there in the high moments. So if I get sick, get messed up, whatever the case may be, I'm going to be able to trust that the relationships that I'm developing now, because I'm developing relationships differently, that they're gonna be there, thick or thin, high or low. Because they have gratitude, they are grateful. And I'm gonna talk about on my next podcast, probably my next one, what I think 3 characteristics you need, and I'm gonna meditate on that and ask God to help me come up with something for that. But I'm gonna try to talk about 3 characteristics you know this is really a friend. Because like I said, I feel like I'm an expert on that subject with what Puffy's going through, you know. Man, hey man, he look like he in a lonely, lonely, because he got his kids, he got, you know, and he's taking care of a lot of people, you know. In the smear camp, you know, you kind of see you got one side smear campaign, then you got another side that's kind of throwing in some nice little nuggets on his behalf. But the thing is, I don't see none of his friends coming out on his behalf. I don't see none of the people who I used to see him continuously with on TV. And he laughed and shuck and jive with. I don't see them. I don't wish nothing bad on none of them. Because like I said, I'm not looking at victims or predators. I'm looking at what we can learn and how we can make legacy moves where we don't have to go through the same bullshit or make the same bad choices. Or we don't have to damage relationships so bad where they are so vindictive they out to get you. Because we can damage relationships by being selfish or by being self-centered or just by moving on, by success. Success also do that. People who was with you and they see you successful and they not, they'll come after you too. So you got to keep your eyes open for the double cross and the triple cross. My time, man. Legacy Move Gas Station Podcast, man. You know, y'all watch, pay attention, keep your eyes open. Make sure you get your 3 W's every day. Put that arm on. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay aware of the people you're spending your time with. You're spending your time with them or you're wasting your time with them. All these people that you cater to, party with, these magnificent puffy parties. I ain't seen not one person at one of these old spandabulous puffy parties come out on his behalf. Not one, remember. Watch the names you give yourself. They can come back and manifest themselves. Bad boys come out and play. Bad boy, come out and play. Watch the names you give yourself. They will manifest themselves. Pay attention. When you're down, somebody is looking to kick you. Practice the 3-year rule with every relationship you start, because you will really learn who you're dealing with. Not in your high seasons, not when you're doing good. Everybody has great advice. Everybody's a fair way. Everybody is catering to you. But you will learn in your low seasons, like right now, who's really in your corner. You will learn, just like I learned. I was the life of the party. I used to buy all the Crystals. I used to buy all of the Don P. I used to buy all the Moet. That's what we used to drink when I used to buy. And when I mean I used to buy all of them, I bought all of them. Nobody shared in the ticket. Just like Puffy throwing all these $1 million Puffy parties. He's famous for these Puffy parties. Guess what? With all these Puffy parties, freak off at the Puffy parties, where are they at now? Where are they at now? In defense. Where are they at in defense? Because guess what? Everybody was there. Everybody was there. So can't nobody say they wasn't. All the who's was trying to be there. White, black, politicians, movie stars, athletes. There's crickets in this motherfucker now. There's crickets in this motherfucker right now. It's crickets. It's crickets. It's goddamn crickets. All the Puffy party lovers. All these puffy lovers. Boy, it is goddamn crickets out here. It's goddamn crickets. It's crickets. Puffy, little advice to you, man. Little advice to you. I wouldn't throw another goddamn party. Brother, you got a bunch of ungrateful son of a bitches that came to your Puffy party. You set up the freak offs. You got a bunch of ungrateful motherfuckers set out the freak offs. There's a whole lot of people at these freak offs. Apparently, everybody say, where's everybody say, nah, these was some wholesome, good, fun-loving freak offs. And everybody was consensual adults. And I refuse to believe all these years, all these freak offs, all these people that say, hey man, right when the freak offs started, I got out because we knew the freak offs was going to start. You know, now all of a sudden, as soon as the freak offs start, everybody had to leave before the freak offs start. But everybody was supposed to be at the freak offs. Did everybody leave before the freak offs, or was everybody at the freak offs? What's going on? Y'all tell me. Puffy. Now you gonna be now another way you gonna lose your respect from me. If I find out you was extorting motherfuckers, you gonna lose it. If I find out a bunch of underage girls, you gonna lose it. guess what else are you gonna lose that respect from me? If you throw another motherfucking puffy party for these sorry goddamn son of bitches. You sit and spend just imagine the generational wealth. Just imagine the generational wealth you could have gave your children or families or your own business. If you'd have saved your money from all of these ungrateful freak off lovers and all these ungrateful party animals that had to be at a puppy party. Just imagine that. Amen. It's an old saying. Don't give no motherfucking pearl to swine. Puffy. The next parties you have private parties. And you have children's parties. That's it. We should never hear about another motherfucking puffy party. Never. Because if you do, you're a fool. Putting out all your resources to a bunch of ungrateful motherfuckers. You're sitting there smiling and grinning. No, don't do it. Don't do it. With that being said, man, Gas Station Podcast, Legacy Moves, man. Y'all have a good evening, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all get your 3 Ws. Make sure you get your word, your wisdom, and your workout. And I'm out. Hey, said it's the gas.